When it was morning, the chief priests and the Jewish leaders met again to discuss how to induce the Roman government to sentence Jesus to death. Then they sent him in chains to Pilate, the Roman governor. About that time Judas, who betrayed him, when he saw that Jesus had been condemned to die, he changed his mind and he deeply regretted what he had done. And he brought back the money to the chief priests and the other Jewish leaders. "I have sinned," he declared, "for I have betrayed an innocent man." "That's your problem," they retorted. And then he threw the money onto the floor of the temple and went out and hanged himself. The chief priests picked up the money. "We can't put it in the collection," they said, "since it's against our laws to accept money paid for a murderer." They talked it over, and they finally decided to buy a certain field where the clay was used by potters, and to make it into a cemetery for foreigners who died in Jerusalem. And that's why this cemetery is still called the Field of Blood. This fulfilled the prophecy of Jeremiah, which says, "They took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of which he was valued by the people of Israel, and they purchased a field from the potters, as the Lord directed me." Now Jesus was standing before Pilate, the Roman governor. "Are you the Jews' Messiah?" the governor asked him. "Yes," Jesus replied. But when the chief priests and the other Jewish leaders made their many accusations against him, Jesus remained silent. "Don't you hear what they're saying?" Pilate demanded. But Jesus said nothing, much to the governor's surprise. Now the governor's custom was to release one Jewish prisoner each year during the Passover celebration. Anyone they wanted. And this year there was a particularly notorious criminal in jail named Barabbas. And as the crowds gathered before Pilate's house that morning, he asked them, "Which shall I release to you, Barabbas or Jesus, your Messiah?" For he knew very well that the Jewish leaders had arrested Jesus out of envy because of his popularity with the people. Just then, as he was presiding over the court, Pilate's wife sent him this message: "Leave that good man alone, for I had a terrible nightmare concerning him last night." Meanwhile, the chief priests and Jewish officials persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas's release and for Jesus' death. So when the governor asked again, "Which of these two shall I release to you?" the crowd shouted back their reply, "Barabbas!" "Then what shall I do with Jesus, your Messiah?" Pilate asked. And they shouted, "Crucify him!" "Why?" Pilate demanded. "What has he done wrong?" But they kept shouting, "Crucify! Crucify!" When Pilate saw that he wasn't getting anywhere and that a riot was developing, he sent for a bowl of water and he washed his hands before the crowd, saying, "I am innocent of the blood of this good man. The responsibility is yours." And the mob yelled back, "His blood be on us and on our children." And then Pilate released Barabbas to them. And after he had whipped Jesus, he gave him to the Roman soldiers to be taken away and crucified.